Hi everyone. I wanted to jump on really quick and give you a quick description on what I'm expecting from these course projects. So I've gotten a lot of questions about what you should do and how you should turn things in. So we're going to kind of go over it really quick. So for EES 112, you're going to submit a project proposal for the final course project that you will turn in May. The reason for turning in a proposal first is to make sure that you know what you're doing in the next few months. It's not necessarily something that I'm going to hold you to. So if your topic changes, just let me know that your topic changed. But it's a way to get you to kind of put forth some effort instead of waiting until late April, early May, and then waking up and going, oh crap, I need to get this done. So when you go in here to the course project proposal, it gives you a description of the different questions that I would like answered and addressed, and it does give you an example proposal, so you can kind of see what you should be answering and how you should answer those questions. So some of the topics that you can choose from are listed down here. You are not limited to these topics at all. These are example topics. You can pick something totally different like dinosaurs, or if you were really interested in just the overall history of the earth, which is what basically the whole course is about, you can do that as well. These are local topics that you can choose from, so they give you more of, local information, but you can do something completely on the other side of the world if you want. You can do it big picture, you can do it small picture. There's lots of ways you can do this. I'm leaving this very open-ended for you so that you feel like it's your project and not just something I told you exactly how you had to do. So with that in mind, if you aren't sure if your topic aligns with the course, just send me an email and ask, and I will tell you yes or no. Most of the time, if you think that it's not aligned with the course, when people send me an email, it usually is fine. Basically what we're going for here is as long as it's related to geology and the history of the geology, it's probably an acceptable topic. If you lean too far on the biological realm of things, then I'll probably steer you back towards the physical science, the geology of stuff. But like I said, just if you're unsure if it's not something that's going to be covered in the class or in our textbook, just shoot me an email and say, hey, is this an okay topic? And then if you go to the textbook, there's actually a lot of extra topics that we're not going to get to. There's a lot of case studies in there that might interest you. So there's some other ways that you can get inspiration for your topic. Okay. So like I said, once you pick a topic, you can also choose to do this solo, or you can do this as a group. So you can have up to 4 people in your group if you would like to do it as a group, but you are not limited to doing it in a group, and you're not limited to doing it solo. It's completely up to you. You can also do it with just one other person if you just have one other person you want to do it with. And then from there, you're going to decide what you're going to turn in. So instead of just submitting a paper, and everybody submits a paper, not everybody learns best that way, right? So your goal here is to present the material in the way that you communicate the science, right? So this is to get you to communicate the science in whatever fashion best suits you. So I have some examples there of what you can turn in. Your due date is wrong there. I will fix that for you. Due date is May 9th, 2024. This was last semester's due date. So you can do a podcast, you can make a poster board, and if you submit a physical item like a poster board or a diorama or something like that, you will take a picture of it and submit that. And then if you don't want it when you're done and you made a diorama or a poster board or something, let me know. I can have you drop it off in the EES office, and then we will use it for examples for future students if you're willing to share. You can also do a video. So if, for instance, you really like Yosemite and you know that you're going to go on a trip there, or the coast ranges and you're going to go travel there, you can make a really interesting field trippy video about the geology in the area. That would be really cool. You can also just write a paper. If you are just a writer and you like writing things, you can just write a paper. On that same token, you can write a skit or a play or a poem about the material. You can also host like a mock trial or a debate or some sort of panel discussion, which would kind of fall into the podcast thing. So you can either record that or the audio of it, or you can record like the whole video of you doing the mock trial, debate, panel discussion. You can also host a game show. That would be kind of fun to kind of get people to learn the geology that you learned. You can also make a mini comic book. You can also make a little children's book if that interests you, diorama, and then a lot of people fall back on just making a PowerPoint, which is fine. But because I'm allowing you to turn in a lot of different types of items, I would try to test your skills and try to say, okay, well, I make a PowerPoint for all kinds of different things, all kinds of different classes. Let's try something where I actually get to be creative in the way that I like to express myself. Okay, and if there is something else you can think of that you could turn in that's not listed here, send me an email and ask if it's okay. And I will let you know. Most of the time, it's probably fine, because as long as you're communicating the science, that is the goal, right? Is you to learn something outside of all of the typical topics we are going to talk about and expand your knowledge and then communicate that knowledge back to me. Okay, so that is the goal there. So once you turn in your proposal, you'll start your research. You don't have to do your research ahead of time unless you want to pre-research the topic to make sure that that's what you want to do. Okay, so if you decide that this is what you want to do, then you submit it and then you start your in-depth research. As you go through your in-depth research, if something comes up and you're like, wow, this topic really isn't for me, just let me know and give me the topic that you're going to change to. That is perfectly acceptable. You're not set in stone here after your proposal. This is really just a stepping stone so that you start working towards your project end goal, which is delivering an item. Right, so I hope that makes sense and kind of clears up some of your questions that you may have. Again, I will fix this due date here. So the final due date of the project is May 9th, and then you are turning in the project proposal on the 22nd, which is next week. So again, if you have questions, just shoot me an email and I will do my best to answer the question, and we will get this going. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.